conversations did you have with Luke about this position and how did it come together?
I think it was multiple. It was definitely multiple conversations, and it's once football's in your blood and being on the field, it's hard to separate yourself. When NCAA changed the rules, where there's a lot of smoke about the rules being going to be changed. I started having the serious conversations with him. I think I could be an asset somehow, some way on the field, right? And he agreed 100%. He saw, how I acted and how my demeanor and similarities that coincide between his and I, and I don't know, it happened really fast though. It really did.
Casey, one of those advantages your old gig was that you could spend weekends and go up there as well.
Yeah.
So you're going to be willing to give that. That's a trade-off that you're willing to make.
Yeah, I'm blessed with an unbelievable wife and kids, right? They are the ones that kind of push me to this decision seriously. They understood, where my passion is, where I can be really successful, and as long as they were on board, I think that was the hardest conversation. As long as Nicole and the kids were okay with this, then that's when I jumped in full heart.
How would you define what your responsibilities are in terms of recruiting side or how you assist AJ in this role?
Yeah, I don't think a lot has changed. I think I'm still identifying, potential recruits. I think the way I easily is put it is like, it's a position, what a position coach did 20 years ago, right? There was no personnel departments, there was no recruiting departments. Those position coaches were ones that went and found, X, Y, and Z and recruited them and stuff like that. And it's similar. AJ is a phenomenal recruiter, by everybody's standard. He is very hands-on, very interactive with the student athletes and the recruits, and it makes my job 10 times easier.
As far as your kind of touch on your family, what, if you don't mind sharing, what were kind of some of the things they wanted to be sure of before they said, hey, go for it?
One thing I can say I'm blessed about is, one of my oldest daughters down at UW in school. My son has, 1 year left for his associate's degree, and our youngest was starting her high school career. So I think the main thing was, you still want to be a dad. You can't be consumed entirely by your work, right? You still have other responsibilities off the field. Obviously, this takes up a huge portion of my life, but I still want to be able to be dad and be a husband to my wife. And it was more bend on their end of how can they help me still be dad, be at these different things, and still be normal, so to speak. And they rearrange their schedules and all that stuff, and I think that's really what it was.
What specifically do you think you can provide from a teaching standpoint to these players based on your history with playing?
Well, I think one thing is I've been in their shoes, right? I know the process. I know the process of coming in to be my first camp. I know the process of being a fifth-year senior, and with high expectations for the NFL and stuff like that. And I think first and foremost, off the field, I can share with them what it takes to live up to the standard that's been established here at the University of Wisconsin each and every day, no matter where you are in that slot. And then obviously on the field, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know everything about football. I'm still learning. I think that as soon as you say you know anything, everything about football, I think you're being complacent. I'm hungry to learn. I love learning stuff. But to give them my instances, I've been in your shoes, and I've struggled with that 2-eye blown up field with a pin block on the backside. How did I fix that? What was my research? Where did I go? How did I do it? I think that is where my biggest assets are.
Guys, we're going to do one more so we don't miss the players, okay?
Casey, obviously the older guys in this team have been coming to you for counsel since you've been back in the program, and you recruit a lot of these young guys. How quickly do you think you're able to now get on them and coach them, because you've got those relationships built up already?
Well, I don't think there's a big change. I think I've always been brutally honest with each and every one of them, no matter if they were a recruit, if they were a guy that was on this team when they came for advice or questions, something like that. Brutally honest. Sure. And I'm not a I'm not a screamer or a yeller, not you hear my voice right now, you're usually like, all right. I'm a positive coach, right? I really am. But when something needs to be said and blatantly said because it's blatantly honest, 100%. But that's the way I've been with these guys ever since I've been back here to the University of Wisconsin. So I don't think there's a huge role change. I think they just hear more of it.